I'm Coyote Peterson, and I'm about to enter the sting zone with the Cecropia moth caterpillar, the Saddleback Caterpillar. 1, 2, 3. Ow, 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 ow! Hi, I'm Coyote Peterson, and based on the contents of this table in front of me here, you've probably guessed that I'm gonna get stung by something today. Forceps, EpiPen, creatures underneath capsules, and you're absolutely right. I'm gonna be in pain at some point. A couple of months ago, we started something called My Climb Up the Caterpillar Sting Pain Index, the CSPI. I was stung by a caterpillar known as the giant silk moth caterpillar in Costa Rica. Rubbed it all over my arm, and it was a horrible day. We called it Caterpillar Sunday, and boy, was I in a lot of pain. Now, we've got 2 caterpillar species here in front of me. We did a little research, and as it turns out, there are 10 caterpillar species in the United States alone that are capable of putting you into a world of pain. One of these 2 is famous for having the 2nd most painful caterpillar sting in the entire United States. And today, I'm gonna take on the wrath of those bristles. Now, if you look at the caterpillar here on my left, it's big, it's green, it's got blue and yellow spikes, which tells us that it has aposematic warnings to the fact that it may be quite venomous. The one on the right is tiny. It's green, a little furry. Honestly, it's cute. Looks like something you might want to cuddle with. I say we test out the big one first, because usually the bigger it is, the bigger the bite. This is the giant Cecropia moth caterpillar. Ooh, definitely want to be careful with that guy. Man, my hands are shaking just a little bit. Wow, that is a big bug. Look at that, it's already got some silk that it's starting to spin. The giant Cecropia moth caterpillar, ooh, really has a good grip on that leaf, is famous because of its large size, unique colors, and its voracious appetite. Look at that beaster. Holy mackerel, reminds me of one of those creatures that Timon and Pumbaa ate in The Lion King. Oh, this is not something that you would want to feast upon. And you can see all those spines across the back there. Orange, yellow, blue, once again, aposematic, which is a warning to any potential predator that I may be venomous, I may contain a sting, and if you tangle with me, it may be the last meal that you ever attempt to eat. I'm gonna just borrow this leaf away from you here, buddy. Look at all that silk. There it is. Now, in the event that I have an allergic reaction today, as always, we have an epinephrine pen. If I go into anaphylactic shock, this is going to essentially put me in a state where I will be secure and will get me to a medical facility. All right, this caterpillar looks as if it's ready for us to test out the sting. You ready, big buddy? I'm Coyote Peterson, and I'm about to enter the sting zone with the giant Cecropia moth caterpillar. If you guys pick this one as being the one that has the most painful sting, you're about to get your results. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Absolutely nothing at all. That caterpillar may look intimidating, but this little guy is completely harmless. I'm sorry, little guy, I meant big guy. This is one of the larger caterpillar species that you'll find here in the United States. And while they do have incredible chompers up front, those chompers are only a threat to the multiple different plant species that they feast upon. So there you have it. We know what the answer to that riddle is. I'm gonna place you right there. This caterpillar, the saddleback, is notorious for having the 2nd most painful sting in the caterpillar kingdom here in the United States. And today, we're gonna find out just how bad that sting really is. Okay, get for a second, take a quick breath. Holy cow.
Let us hurry. There's nothing to fear here.
That's what scares me. Ooh.
Hey, what's this?
Don't touch that.
You insist, senor.
Okay, I got this. Yeah, you don't touch that. I got it! There it is, the world's greatest dog food, Sundays.
Yeah, but what's so great about it?
What? Are you kidding me? Well, let me tell you. While most dog foods are healthy or easy to store and serve, Sundays is both. Founded by a real practicing veterinarian, Sundays dog food is made from 90% meat, 10% vegetables, and 0% synthetic nutrients. Unlike other fresh dog food, Sundays does not require refrigeration or preparation because of its air drying process. Just pour and serve. So what do you think?
That's great, but if it's that hard to get, how am I supposed to get it? I travel way too much on productions.
I mean, Mario, that's fair, but this was just for the promo. Sundays makes it incredibly easy for you to get top quality food for your pup. Plus, they deliver right to your doorstep, which means you'll never have to worry about running out of dog food again.
Yeah, but will my dog Gigi like it?
I think so, because Mario, it is human grade, which means it's good enough for even you to eat.
Sounds delicious. Sign me up.
To get 50% off your first order of Sundays, go to www.sundaysfordogs.com/wilderness or use code wilderness at checkout. Thanks to Sundays for sponsoring this video. As I prepare for pain, let me explain what's about to happen. All of the bristly-looking spines that armor the saddleback, also known as urticating hairs, are hollow and are so sharp they can pierce skin with ease. When aggravated, their tips break off and the neurotoxic venom, which is driven up from a gland in the caterpillar and through those hollow spines, enters the victim and immediately sends waves of terror into whoever or whatever was unlucky enough to make contact. Literally, hundreds of micro hypodermic needles, turning a good day into the worst day ever. Now, what I love about working with caterpillars, unlike stinging insects, is that they're really easy to work with. When you think about the tarantula hawk, the executioner wasp, the giant hornet, all these things that I had to try to get inside of a net, pick up with the entomology forceps, and then somehow get a glass capsule back over before it flew away after the sting, that's not the issue here, because check this out. I can lift up the little capsule, and this slug caterpillar, as they're known, isn't going anywhere. Now, where did I learn about the saddleback caterpillar? That's a great question. Our good friend and wildlife biologist Christina Wilson was stung by one of these caterpillars.
A few minutes ago, it tagged me on my back.
You just see the area on my back right here is just completely red. It felt like it was on fire the moment it did it.
So Christina was in a momentous amount of pain. She called me up and she said, Coyote, you have got to find one of these caterpillars. She took pictures, sent it to me, we did some research, and truth be told, we've been searching for one of these for a while, but they're very hard to find out in nature because of their incredible camouflage. You can see that it is called the saddleback caterpillar because of the unique saddle type design on its back. Once again, bright coloration tells us it's aposematic and likely venomous, which it is. And then of course on the back end there, its butt, you've got two little eyeballs. They aren't real eyes, that's called defensive mimicry. Those mimic eyes so that it can potentially scare things away, or if something comes in and does try to grab it, that it bites the back end and not the front end, damaging the head and ultimately killing the caterpillar. What's cool about the cocoon for this species is that it actually uses the spines to help defend itself within the cocoon. So even if you touch the cocoon, you could be envenomated. They're known as slug caterpillars because they don't actually have little suction cup feet like most caterpillars, but instead have this weird little underbelly that secretes a liquid that allows them to slide, just like a slug, over the surface of whatever it is that they're slinking along on. I know it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt, like I know that. I have no doubt about it. Christina is extremely tough, and if she said she was in excruciating pain, I know it's gonna be the exact same for me. So what I'm gonna do is just hold my forearm over the caterpillar and lightly brush it up and down my skin. And just like the giant silk moth caterpillar, I think that's gonna get the job done. All right, here we go. I'm Coyote Peterson, and I'm about to enter the sting zone with the saddleback caterpillar. 1, 2, 3. Oh wow, look, he like leaned into it. Oh my gosh, that is really, really painful very, very quickly. I'm gonna get the full dose. Oh, wow, that is instantaneous. Oh, hi, Chihuahua. Holy cow, wow, my arm is on fire. You guys remember Caterpillar Sunday? This is Caterpillar Tuesday, and it is really bad. Wow, that is a lot more painful than the giant silk moth caterpillar. Holy cow, like instantaneous electrical searing is what it feels like. Feels like an electrical shock going into my arm over and over and over again.
I already see the marks.
And dare I say it, it's actually starting to get worse. It is getting, whoa. Wow. Wasps mixed with electricity over and over and over again. You can see all the blotchiness that's already beginning to form on my forearm. Holy cow, now I can imagine. Let me come back to that thought. Oh! Ugh. It's so bad. It's just, the thing is, it just keeps on going. Hold on, let me get my little buddy here secure. Crawl onto this leaf and I'll get you your thing. Man, it was so instantaneous. Sometimes with stings that I've experienced in the past, you have the insertion of the stinger, you have the venom start to take effect, and it happens quickly. Don't get me wrong, it happens quickly. But this was like the second it brushed against my skin, those little tiny hypodermic needle type tips break off and immediately the venom is into your arm. Wow, for such a tiny little insect, that thing packs a wallop. Okay, one more run. Oh! My arm is all welted up. Oh yeah, you could definitely see that. Honestly, like every time I do one of these stings, like I never know what to prepare for. I feel like I am getting a little, wow, just, when your arm hurts this much, it's so hard to stay focused on what you're saying. I'm getting a little bit better at managing the pain from these things. This is so bad. I'm not managing the pain right now. I don't even know what I'm saying at the moment. This is welty McSwelty over here. Dang. Okay, I'm gonna give this 5 minutes and then we'll show you guys a really cool remedy. It's really cool. Christina told me about it. I think I gotta call Christina and tell her what's up. Caterpillars, like both the giant cecropia and the saddleback, are an important stage in the life cycle of moths and butterflies. It's second grade science, but for anyone that was snoozing in class, metamorphosis breaks down into 4 stages, beginning as eggs laid by a moth or a butterfly. Eggs hatch into the larva or caterpillar form, where the dual mission is to avoid predation and eat non-stop until fully grown. Stage 3 is called pupation, where a caterpillar forms and is encapsulated in a chrysalis, where over several weeks or months, it transitions through a glorious metamorphosis. When finally, the time is right and stage 4 is activated, and a beautiful winged butterfly or moth hatches out, whose only job is to reproduce and start the cycle over. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes since I took on the wrath of the Saddleback Caterpillar sting, and I think I owe it to Christina to call her and let her know exactly what it is that I'm going through.
What's happening, brother?
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Good. What's wrong?
My arm.
Oh.
It's bad. Yeah, I took a full-on bristling. It is incredibly intense. It's like electrical insect stings shooting up and down my arm.
Yeah, I felt that same way. It was immediate pain.
I know you're tough, and I know when you told me that it was no joke, it's no joke. You want to say hi to everybody out there? Now you're in the camera, on camera. So what was your remedy for alleviating the excruciating pain that I'm going through right now?
My remedy was my lunch, which was a whole bunch of cut up pineapple, believe it or not.
Check it out.
It's not.
All right, so I got a pineapple and a machete. We're gonna cut this thing open and find out whether or not pineapple juice is the remedy for Saddleback Caterpillar stings. Fingers crossed. All right, well, thanks for joining in on the episode and the call. Wish me luck because I'm in a lot of pain right now.
Good luck, my wild brother.
Say bye to the Coyote Pack.
Bye, you guys.
Okay, so there you have it. Supposedly, a pineapple is the absolute best remedy. There is an enzyme in the juices of pineapple that will help to alleviate the unsightly, I mean, my arm, it looks disgusting with welts. And it is still burning like crazy. So we're gonna cut open this pineapple and we're gonna find out whether or not this is gonna bring relief, because I need relief at this point. Pineapple Caterpillar Tuesday time, here we go. Oh, it's cool. Don't know that it's necessarily doing anything to relieve it other than just being a little bit cold. Oh, I feel like it's just pushing down on those welts. Maybe a little bit of relief. The cooling sensation is definitely super nice.
Here's the thing, dude. How many people are carrying a pineapple in their bags when they're out hiking?
That's a great question, Mario. How many people are carrying around a pineapple? Probably not that many, but the fact that Christina said it worked for her is a good sign, which means if you get stung by one of these caterpillars in your backyard, you run inside, there's a good chance you may at least have canned pineapple in the cupboard. Holy mackerel. Look at how much the welts have gone down from putting the pineapple on it. At first, I didn't feel like it was doing anything, but the longer that pineapple juice sits on my arm, the more it's alleviating that pain. I'm not even kidding. Holy cow, that was amazing. Wow. I don't know if it's psychological, if this is a placebo effect, but I am not even kidding. The pain is almost completely gone now that I have put the pineapple juice, and those enzymes have essentially broken down aspects of the venom in my skin, and it feels quite a bit better. Truth be told, I'm gonna get up and walk around. Holy cow, that was amazing. Well, it has been one heck of a painful Caterpillar Tuesday. What we ultimately learned is that the juices, or rather the enzymes in the juices of a pineapple, can provide quite a bit of relief for the excruciating pain of the Saddleback Caterpillar sting. Now, when it comes to the potency of those bristles, we know that this ranks as the #2 most painful caterpillar sting on the index here in the United States. #1, supposedly, is the puss caterpillar. That's still to come, but first, I gotta get stung by the other 8. And when it comes to size and whether or not that matters, we know that the giant cecropia moth caterpillar is intimidating, but its bark is far louder than its bite. So this caterpillar season, when you're out there moving about, make sure to keep your eyes peeled for these highly toxic insects. And whatever you do, if you encounter one, admire it from a safe distance. I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave, stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure. And big thanks to Christina Wilson for the tip about pineapples. Honestly, I find it quite ironic that cute little caterpillars can pack such a painful punch. And believe it or not, nearly as many people are spined by caterpillars every year as are stung by wasps, hornets, and bees. In the US, the saddleback is considered the second most painful caterpillar sting, and given my agony pre-pineapple, I'd definitely rank it as a 4. So what's next? Well, in the Western world, I've got 8 other targets to embrace before getting to the final boss, aka the giant puss caterpillar. You know the one. We featured it on Brave Wilderness in 2016 and defined it as the mustache of terror. In addition to that, and in no particular order, I'll battle the Io, the hickory tussock, the slug monkey, the buck, spotted tiger, spiny oak, white flannel, and finally, the stinging rose. Yes, those are all caterpillars and not 80s metal hairbands, so stay tuned, Coyote Pack. My climb up the Caterpillar Sting Pain Index has just begun.